everyone, and welcome to this unboxing video for Bloodborne The Board Game! From Cool Mini or Not! Whee! Another miniature board game! Yay! So, first off, right off the bat, this is not done by the same people as Dark Souls. Just wanted to let you know. This game looks like it plays entirely different, in fact, or mostly different at least. This is done by the same people who've done Zombicide and Cthulhu Death May Die, both of which I've unboxed on this channel. The blurb on the back is, "Welcome home, good hunter." The blood moon rises into the night sky, pushing the city of Yharnam into madness and chaos. Hunters are tasked with cleansing the infected victims of the beast plague on this night of the hunt. Should they tarry or fail their task, Yharnam will succumb to insanity and death. The moon is close. It will be a long hunt. Murder, 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 death, death, blood. Lots of blood. I have yet to finish the video game. I've played it. I do want to sit down and play it, but it's not a priority to finish it right now. I enjoy it. It's basically Dark Souls, but faster paced, because the video game Bloodborne is, of course, made by the same people as Dark Souls. That's why the genre is more referred to, or the set of games at least, as Soulsborne. But regardless, let's get to this, because this is what we're here for. Oi! So, I did get everything for the game through the Kickstarter. In fact, in this video, the two smaller expansions will be opened up towards the end, because there's no really better place to put them. And yeah, this was 216 models in total, which I say because this arrived in January and is already 16 more models than I was planning to paint this year for my current goal. Oh boy. One of these days. Never gonna catch up on all the minis. Gonna try. Alright. Gonna say you died? Probably not. Yeah, definitely not. That was a cool thing, but I should not expect it ever again with games like this. Huh. A thing for free Cool Mini or Not content. It's blank on the back. It's a QR code. Interesting. Looks like the thing's typable, so there it is in case you want to give it a try yourself. Alright, so, but into the game proper, we first have the rulebook with this awesome looking cover. Here's the back. An overview. It's a 1 to 4 player game. Content summary. Not that we're about to not go over that. Okay, cool. Speaking of contents, there is boards, including one that is not cardboard, at least not thick cardboard. So we got 6 boards here. Looks like 5 of them are just the board itself, tiles. But we've got a bunch of different tokens, which appear to be the same on each side across the board. Looks that way, except... Nope, everything is. I thought that the characters here weren't. So we've got what I'm guessing is health. I don't actually know. Also don't know. Loot is my guess. Smaller character token? It's not the vendor / leveler up. Might be random people. As I noticed, there's 5 of them in total. Some character tokens. Chests. I'm guessing status effects. There's poison. Stun is my guess. And I have no idea. Looks like fog, but... So then we've got the various boards, which, ooh, okay, so most, if not all, have this as back for mysteriousness, but we've got a bunch of them. They're not all named, as you can see by that one, so there are just some generic streets. I assume the name ones will be story specific. They even have effects in the upper corner. Oop, and they're already coming out. Yep, same thing here. 3 more named ones and a street. This one also has 3 named ones, but only one of them has an effect on it. These all look like streets, but one of them is actually named, and it's the one normally where the streets were. No effect on it. Woo! See, stuff just coming right out. I don't expect things this big to and very square-like. Things more curved or jagged will usually stay in. We have literally a named alleyway and then just an unnamed street, but 3 named non-effect ones. Unless, this stuff counts as effects, but even the street has some of those icons. Then we have the main board for controlling things. Got just Bloodborne on the back. Cthulhu Death May Die had something like this. I don't know if it will be as important as that was, because that was meant for tracking the whole campaign. But my guess is it will be, because it's got this tracker, which I'm assuming is just things getting worse. The Hunter's Dream itself. Chapter, so story. Enemies for the current thing, and then I'm assuming these are meant to be generic upgrades. We've got a box full of, I'm guessing, miniatures. Oh, yeah, it's just there's the silhouette on the back. It's got the same scan code for the free digital content, so I'm assuming it's not unique to, here's mine. I'll get to the miniatures later, of course. Then we have player boards, referred to as hunter dashboards. They look the same, except for the fact that the border up top is colored, and while most of them look the same, except this one, on my camera, they are all different colors. Purple, red, blue, and green. Yay, green. Get that out of the way. I believe these are the specific boards unique to the characters, because like with Dark Souls, you get a character class, and they have some uniqueness rather than just being generic schmucks. And it looks like they have 2 different forms. I believe they're meant to be unique weapon types as well, so you don't really get to customize your equipment too much. And like with the regular game, weapon forms, the main hand weapons have 2 forms. Basically, what ended up often being a one-handed version and a two-handed version. Alright, then from there, it's cards in a tray. So I just want to show off the tray real quick. I always appreciate nice organization trays. I just don't know how this will be with the 10 expansions. Let's start off with these larger cards, because the first one is just player aid. Yeah. Again, vacuum sealed I am not a fan of, because I am more likely to damage the cards in the process of opening them than not. Alright, so we've got 4 player aids, which are not the same on each side, so that's good, because I always like things using both sides, unless there's a reason the back should be blank. And then these are actually all the enemies, including what looks like... Okay, no, this one looked like one of the player classes. But we've got cards for all the enemies. I'll be showing off the minis in more detail, but I think some of these were what the tokens were, specifically these named ones. So I don't know if there's miniatures for them or not, even if they might be in one of the expansions. Then we've got 3 packs of smaller cards. These look like the FFG small card size. Come on. Usually I can catch something on one of the scenes. Alright, so this is literally... Oh, no. Okay, just the first few. I thought it was all... Okay, so my guess is there's more of these because we've got enemy actions, although they might not be more because they're all ability, special, basic, they're just simple words on them for the enemy actions. Then we've got the Cleric Beast cards, Father Gascon, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Then his transformed form, and it just continues. So these are like boss cards specifically, and these are definitely have ones that are more detailed, various information on them, usually named at that, for that matter. So far more, hey, this is a lot more useful, better detail, yada yada. That's good to know. Okay, there are actually 5 packs. Because these were stacked right on top of each other. Curse you, vacuum seal. Why are you so annoying? It's probably cheap. Alright, then we've got what look to be items, which, including some runes, which have an image on one side. So we've got blood vial, toy music box, bloodstone shard, and just continues with all sorts of different kind of random items. But the point is they have effects on the other. So these are not meant to be a deck to be shuffled, is my guess. Or if they are, you're going to know what you're finding, which would be kind of weird. Then we have what looks more like an actual deck to be shuffled. This is the same image that is the front of the rulebook, although without the borders and everything. Yeah, that's... And thanks, Vacuum Seal. And some hard-up cards now. It's definitely visible. So yeah, these all have this back. And they are all, I'm assuming, random buffs you can get, or abilities, because, so there's things like defense, indomitable, second wind, tireless, invigorated, cheap shot, rallying, and they all have a, what if I'm correct, is a stat icon in their corner. So that's why it makes me think that they might be upgrades. Then we've got what looks like a second pack of those. Yep. Basic. So, yeah, they have the icons, but they're all labeled basic. They do different things based on that. So, yes, I'm assuming the first pack I opened of these is an upgrade, and then these are like a deck of cards you get for your abilities. And then consumables. So this looks more like random items. Yeah, Marrow Bone Ash, Sedative, Antidote, Throwing Knife, Numbing Mist. Good old Molotov cocktail. Cleanse it with fire. Pungent Blood Cocktail, Pebble, Reckoning Bell, Cold Blood Dew, Blue Elixir. It just goes on with a few others. But yes, they all have the consumable back. Alright, then we get into some standard size cards, which look to be more the story. So these might literally be, hey, there's one for the Secrets of the Church, The Long Hunt, and Growing Madness, which is the 3 I have here. And then I have another one that looks to be more one. Oh, and then there's a 4th, a Fall of Old Yharnam, because there's a smaller pack, so there's 3 around this size, and then that small one. That would actually be the rest of the cards. This looks to actually, now that I take a better look at the tray, looks to actually have space for a storage system of your deck of ability cards. Again, that's what I assume these are. Because there's labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 with slots that size. Yay, static cling. Come on. Okay, so yes, these are all scenario cards. I'm just, without getting to spoilers, because other than the 3 that come after this front card, which I'm holding, they all, or at least most of them, if not all of them, have numbered cards. So I'm hoping it goes into events. So like 1 through 62 is Secrets of the Church. So I like, be nice to see this like branching path and stuff like that. Get this, get that. I again, like with most Kickstarters, I forget how a lot of this stuff works with the game because I just get it and forget it. Because otherwise you get into that habit of being like some people who are just like, I'm impatient, I'm waiting for this thing, why isn't it here yet? Versus, I ordered this, I'm just gonna go back to my normal life and be happy when it gets here. I think this one was late. Most Kickstarters are. Long Hunt does the same thing, goes up to 60 cards. Here's the image for that one. Growing Madness is next. This reminds me a lot of the Fallout board game and Arkham 3rd Edition game, where it's just like, here is this deck of cards that is specific for like this scenario, these kind of events. Fallout was a little bit more random because you could have things that would overlap, but yeah. And Growing Madness goes up to 58, so not counting the intro cards, 180 right there. I'm gonna actually save the small one for after Fall of Old Yharnam. What's that for an image? Let's not get blood on the cards, even if the game is Bloodborne. And this one has only 54, being the smallest one. Alright, then the last of the standard size cards, which definitely are something different from the rest, because one, it looks like here's where some of the more unique gear is, and two, there's some boss stats right there. Oh, I get it now. So the upgrade board was for the hunters, whatever, was probably where you put the thing, the cards to buy, like a market. So we've got one for what seemed like each of the 5 bosses. And then, yep, these are the firearms. These cards are just the firearms with like hunters, one for each of the starting characters, which is the hunter's pistol, Evelyn, another hunter's pistol, and the cannon. They've got just, so they have a active side and then a reload side. So like discard to refresh. So I'm guessing that's for reload. We also have the hunter's blunderbuss, another Evelyn, flame sprayer, another cannon, Ludwig's rifle, which looks like a actual cannon, Rosmarians? Marinus? And repeating pistol. Alright, so that's all the cards for the game. On to the miniatures! You know, the meat of a miniature board game. Oh! Okay, so this is a slightly smaller scale than most Cool Mini or Not stuff. I literally have some Cthulhu Death May Die miniatures right here, because I'm currently painting through the core game miniatures, so here's a Bloodborne one, and here is a Death May Die. Alright, so this is one of the hunters. They are a different color from the rest of the models. This also has the rings for which color is which character. We have the standard hunter. This is the poster boy, poster girl, because, yeah, you can do either. Big giant axe, big giant sword with more flowy outfit. So that's all the player characters that come in the core game. There are more in some of the expansions. Then we got 4 of these bestial-like things. Werewolves are kind of the early enemy. Some hooded things. Another 4 of those. And then we have what I believe is the boss hunter and his transformation. Yeah, it's definitely the same character. I don't know if there's a reason there's some... Whoa. Okay, so the tray is 3 separate parts, but there's some bevels here. I don't know if there's a purpose for them. But... Okay, no, it comes in 2 parts. It's just tiered. Alright, so... We got some... big hat lantern guys. There's 4 of those. A lot of these come in 4s. Big wolfy thing. So this is a lot of stuff that I've seen already in the game. The video game. Brick dude! These things are actually a lot easier to kill than they look. At least in the video game. Angry mob. There's 4 of these and of the brick guys. And I got these big axe. Looks like a Day of the Dead kind of face. Also 4 of those. For scale purpose, because this is some of the larger model. Yeah. And then some unique models. Which are, to my knowledge, all bosses. And it goes back in fun. Oh, that did not sound good. Dear thing. And Disturbor, which I believe is the first boss you can run into, although I think he's completely optional. Alright. That's everything. That was all the miniatures, cards. So it is diceless by the looks of it. Yeah. So it is diceless. It's all done by cards. I'm guessing baseline attack stats and things like that. So should be interesting. Seems like a more minimalistic kind of game for what I see Cool Mini or not do. But yeah. Minis! Yay! I will probably paint these in the same style that I paint my Dark Souls minis, because it's pretty much the same art style, just a different art direction with a more Victorian, somewhat steampunky kind of look instead of fantasy magical setting. And before we move on to the outro, the extra stuff I was talking about earlier. Haha! I almost forgot. Alright, so let's go with the Bloodborne Hunter's Dream Extra, which looks like a bunch of mini-bosses that are enemy hunters. So these are the 2 of the expansions, but again, these seem like they didn't have any extra better place to be put. Alright, so it's got 7 miniatures. I'll get those close up to begin with. And 3 packs of cards. Damn it, vacuum seal. Honestly, you know what? Let me start with the bigger one first anyway. Which is envelope sealed. I really wish this is just what companies would do with every pack of cards. So, from what I read on the back, this is basically just a bunch of mini-bosses. We've got Tonturus Hunter, Blade of Mercy Hunter, Ludwig's Uncanny Holy Blade Hunter, everything based on their weapons, including the player character, Kirkhammer Hunter, I'm not even going to try saying that name. Gregarious Wheel Hunter. And Burial Blade Hunter? Looks like a side, but whatever. Alright, then the small cards look to be their spawn cards. Not too sure. Okay, so the first few are spawn cards for each of them. They're just mini boss spawn cards on one side, then what they are on the other. And then these are all rewards based on what they are. So I don't think there's one for each because there are 6 here, not 7. But this gun might be the 7th. Yeah, assuming it is another repeating pistol. Maybe a repeater from the core game with something else. And the miniatures, which nicely are stored in this, so if you want to get rid of the box and then just have this, that's fine. Seriously? Again, tape. Why? There was no tape in the core game. At least they only used 2 pieces of tape for something that small. Alright, so we've got the Scythe one. Almost Necromancer-like outfit. The Hammer one. Reminds me a lot of Pyramid Head. Not just with the almost pyramid-like head, but also kind of just the way it looks like he walks. Got this one, he's got the knife of some sort. Plague Doctor mask, got that. Long sword and double barrel shotgun. Reminds me of Chester from Dark Souls. Then again, a lot of the characters in this remind me of Chester from Dark Souls. The big ball hammer one. The wheel, which I'm assuming is also still meant to be a joke item. And what looks like a rapier. But that's all the extras from that box. This also, actually, now that I look at it, has slots to store all the cards and everything. Again, the bevels are just kind of there. It even has indents so you know which side's right side up for the whole thing. So, looks like it should just do. And yep. Where the item box goes. Out of the way. Storage up nice. This is a single character. I'm assuming this is going to be just like the Cthulhu Death May Die one. Like, I expect the model to be in the side of the cardboard even. But, yeah, it's just gonna be like, well, that's awkward for storing elsewhere. But the Forsaken Canehurst Castle extra. Oh, nope, it's got its own thing. Really? It's also taped. I think. Yes, it is taped and has the notched tray holders, which that is what I would prefer. And it looks a lot like one of the ones I was just holding up, except in the color for a player character. But that isn't all that's in there. There's also some other things in there. Just want to make sure to put the model in that singular tray back. So we've got their player board, which these do have 2 different sides that do actually make a difference. And the starter weapon that I'm having a little difficulty opening. Hunter's pistol. Alright. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to press that like button. If you think somebody else will enjoy this, feel free to share this video. Either way, you'll help this video get seen more. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and press the dislike button. I won't mind, but please leave a constructive comment as to why. Also, feel free to comment in general, such as, would you like to see anything about this board game sooner rather than later, such as detailed overviews that are like the ones that I've done with the Dark Souls core game, and I am trying to get around to for the expansions and will eventually. Would you like to see the miniatures painted, again, as I've done with the core game for Dark Souls, and have done already with some of the expansion models? Would you like to hear a review, playthrough? Would you like me to actually go play through the video game and hear my thoughts on that? Or anything else along those lines, including with other games. And if you'd like to see more like this, be it more unboxing videos, more board game overviews, my painting videos, all three of which I'm willing to do for this game, and anything else you might want to see on this channel, feel free to subscribe. Regardless, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.